I'm gonna be doing the valve cover replacement and valve lash adjustment. Now this will be similar to all Odyssey motors, all Acura MDX, the TL. Um, Obviously this is the RL that I'm working on. This is a 2005. What else? Anything with the J series, it's a J35 or 3.5 or 3.2 liter. They're all the same, pretty much the same. Same setup. So I know for the older ones, the intake will be higher, so you can actually sneak out the valve cover without taking off the intake. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. Comment down below on that part. But yeah, it's a pretty simple job. You can save. This could save you up to $1,000. So I attempt it myself and all that stuff. So just to help you guys on this. So yeah. But if you already have it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. If you have any questions on this job, just let me know on that part. And then hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos. And we're going to go ahead and start this video right after the intro. Go ahead and take off. We're going to just do the valve adjustment on the first part. And basically we're going to need to take off the spark plugs. We need to check these on, make sure that they're on compression stroke so we can do the valve adjustment. So we're going to go ahead and check that. We want it at top dead center depending on which cylinder we're going to be checking. And so we can get the valve adjustments, because you see how right here these are too tight and then right here they're too loose. It's just because of the rocker arm is probably pushing up against right here to close this guy. So we need to make sure that both, whatever size cylinder, so if it's going to be this cylinder right here, we need to make sure that both sides are loose, and then that we can adjust them freely so we can get the proper specs. Also, I did forget to mention on this that the car needs to sit at least 8 hours, just so that the engine's nice and cool. I let this sit overnight. So we're going to go ahead and take these spark plugs. They are going to be a 5/8 socket. Basically we had to take off the wheel. That was going to be a 22 millimeter. I used the socket for that. And for the lug nut, for the crankshaft bolt, you're going to need a 19 millimeter. Basically you need to spin that until we get a compression stroke. So you're going to need 2 hands for this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check out this cylinder first. So basically I'm just going to have my finger right here, leave a little gap. Not too big, so just right there, you see how right there I left a bigger gap. So we just need something so I can hear a little air pressure, because we need it to be on compression stroke. So right now I'm on compression stroke. I can feel all the pressure. So I don't know if you heard that. Alright, so I'm going to be using this. This is a magnet. This is what I can fit inside the spark plug. And basically I'm going to make sure that it goes in all the way and seats in. Make sure it's like will be in the piston area. Now you need to make sure that it's almost up all the way before you put this guy down, because you don't want it to damage. So basically we're going to kind of see this to where it'll bottom out, where it'll be at its highest point. So we're going to keep spinning it until right there. So I'm spinning it and then it starts going back down. So we're going to go ahead and back it up just like that, because we want it to be at its highest point. And there we go. And then now we can go ahead and check the valve clearance on this, because we have play on that. So it's going to be, for the intake, it's going to be 9 thousandths of an inch, or the other one's going to be 11 thousandths of an inch. So, alright, so basically, as long as we have both of these again that are loose, just make sure that they have play. And we're going to be using 12 thousandths of an inch. So it's either plus or minus 2 on the millimeters. for the 30. So that's what the on the clearance thing says on the hood. So make sure you go by your own. So I got 9 for the intake, and then 12 thousandths of an inch for the exhaust. So basically we'll just go ahead and fill this. So this feels pretty good. And then that one feels pretty good too as well. And we're gonna go ahead and check the exhaust. Now this one's at 11 thousandths of an inch. It is a little tight. This is actually perfectly fine. I can leave that one alone. Same thing as this one on the bottom, because remember it could be plus or minus 2. So this is perfectly fine. So at the 11 is good. I would say between 11 to 12 thousandths of an inch. So this is perfectly fine. And then what also you can do for the top, you know, since we want to make sure it's not any higher than what it is, so we're gonna go ahead and put 10. Now 10 fits in really easy. I don't know why. Oh no, never mind. Well, it does. Alright, so basically they're actually 13 thousandths of an inch. So again, this can either be plus or minus 2, but I don't like it at the 13 thousandths of an inch. So you can see that. I can move that. So that's 13 thousandths of an inch. If I can get that to focus. So right there you can see it's 13 thousandths of an inch. So we wanted to get it to 9 thousandths of an inch. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. To the side. The tool that I'm using to do the valve adjustment, you don't need this. You can actually use a wrench and a flathead screwdriver, but this tool is actually pretty easy to use this. If you are going to be doing these a lot, I would recommend to do it. Trust me, this will make your life so much easier. The part number is right there. It's going to be 6488827. And then basically you can see it that you have your flathead right there, and then you just lift it up once you loosen it. So make sure that the flathead is sitting in first before loosening it. So you're gonna make sure the flathead's seated in, and then you're gonna loosen just the nut while holding the flathead still. So you want to make sure that you're not moving the screw yet, and then that you're moving only just the nut. So we're just gonna go ahead and loosen it. So just like that. So we got that move. So just so you can see that I'm holding this piece right here with my hand, and you can see that this is moving and that like this is not moving. So clockwise is going to be to tighten the screw, and then counterclockwise is going to be to loosen it. So we're going to go ahead and go check it out with the 9 thousandths. So that's kind of a little bit too tight on that, so we're going to kind of back off just a tad bit. So that fits pretty well. I like how that fits. So you can move it pretty, not too easy. You just want like a slight resistance on it. And then we'll just hold this guy back in place, and then we'll tighten the nut. Go to 10. So we got to make sure that 10 doesn't go in too easy. Remember how the 10 thousandths of an inch, this was at 13 thousandths of an inch, it was going in pretty well. So want to make sure that that's not doing that. So this goes in pretty rough, so we know it's at 9/1000 of an inch, so we're pretty good. So you can see how on this side, see how it goes pretty easy with no resistance. So we're gonna go ahead and do that side now. So that one has a little bit of resistance. So I'm just gonna kind of, well, a little bit more than what it should. I'm just gonna back off. Just slightly loosen it. So this one's good. The 10 doesn't go in too easy. So again, we're gonna go ahead and check our bottom row for the exhaust. So remember, the top piece is the intake, because obviously the intake's right here. I forgot to mention that. So the top piece right here is the intake, and then the bottom ones are the exhaust. So just so you understand that. So we're gonna go ahead and check the exhaust again. So that's 12. And then we're gonna try with a 13/1000 of an inch. See how that works. So that one's actually pretty fine. So that one's with slight resistance, and that one goes in pretty well. Same thing as this one. This feels the same as that, so we're not going to worry about that. So we're pretty much done for this cylinder, and then I would still leave off the spark plug for right now, just so that the motor can churn freely. So we're going to go ahead and put our finger right here, and then wait for until you hear the compression. Now before moving this, make sure that these guys are pretty tight, so you don't want them to be loosening up. Just want to double check that. And then once you tighten them, I would double check your work, just to make sure that they don't move, just in case. You never know. So again, we'll go ahead and do this side. So I can feel the pressure on my finger. So there we have it. So we're gonna go ahead and put in our magnet. So there we are. So we're gonna go ahead and check these guys right here. This one seems a little bit loose. We're gonna probably need to adjust that. And then that one seems pretty loose too as well. Oh, this guy's really loose. Yeah, this one has no resistance right there for the intake. Check this guy out. Yeah, this one has like slight more resistance, but this one's really loose. Let's see what that one goes up to. I'm gonna try the 14 thousandths of an inch. So you can see right there. We're gonna try that, see if that goes right in. So that one doesn't go in. So then we'll go ahead and try the 13. I just like to see where they're at so I can explain to the customer, just to kind of give them an idea of which ones I did. So this one's at 13 thousandths of an inch. So right there, as you can see, 13. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that one down to 12. I mean, bring it down to 9, I'm sorry. 9 thousandths of an inch. God, I was looking at the other thing. Alright, so we're still loose. So right there, I'm too tight. It's too hard to go in. It's too hard to pull out. So we backed it off just a little bit. So we're still a little bit too tight. That's good. We'll go in with the 10. So right now we're at 9 thousandths of an inch on this one. So that's pretty good. I'll fill this side. Okay, that's pretty much it. Obviously you kind of get the moral of the story. I'm gonna go ahead and do these guys. It's pretty much gonna be the same setup as how you're gonna do the top ones. Now I'm not gonna show the rear side because obviously that's just a little bit more difficult in that part. I'm just showing just the front side, just because it's so much more easier to show for the demonstration. Again, it's going to be similar to do that for that side, just a little bit more work. You're just going to have more things. If you wanted to see how to take out the valve covers on that, I do have a video on that, so I will post that for the valve cover removal, and then you can do that. Now just remember to keep your finger inside in the spark plug tube, and then you'll get it so when you're pretty much on that cylinder stroke. So we'll go ahead and repeat that for each cylinder just to make sure that you're on there. Yeah, so and then pretty much we'll go ahead and start putting back everything. I'm not going to show, once I'm done with everything, I'm going to start showing the process of putting everything back after I'm done completing these jobs. So if this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and then hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future, and thanks for watching.